How do you know when you've had an awakening? How do you know when you've had an initiation? What's the difference? How does this all tie into the presence practice, being a normal human being, this path of the laws of grace, which is known as jnana, the wisdom path, where it's kind of like present stuff without the spiritual things, the angels and deities and healing stuff. I'm going to explain it because I've just had a whammo initiation, truly profound, and last time I had one of this grade was 2018, July, maybe early August, thereabouts. This one was actually the same, and metaphorically it can be represented by that picture of Jesus holding his hand near his heart, and there's the picture of the heart with the coming out. That was what happened then. I've just had part 2 of that, which means it's spiritual, esoteric stuff. What happens with the presence practice is the goal with the laws of grace is to have you stabilized with your presence practice. So it resets and integrates with your person, ego, pain body, psychology, bad habits, good habits, in life, in your body, in your neurology, working with your DNA, and then realigning all of your spiritual aspects that you don't really need to know about. However, if you're in the spiritual community, you'll hear these words, you'll hear people talk about stuff and, ooh, 5th dimension and all that sort of stuff. The teaching here is I've taught you how to incarnate all of those here in your bag of meat, in your body. Because if you're going to aim for things like 5th dimension and all that sort of stuff, then it needs to be here in the 3rd. So if you are spiritually inclined, I suppose I better say it, I'm Jason at AwakenedEssence.com, and part of this is for the Laws of Grace online course, and there'll be more for those people after this talk finishes. It will continue for you guys if they're on the course. When you integrate this stuff and you have these initiations, what I'm being shown, and I've just had happen, is when it's in the body and you have proper body awareness, like I take you through in the Laws of Grace course or the short course on just correct presence practice, where I mention a lot of these things. So you understand it, so you can incarnate your presence, incarnate this resourcefulness, incarnate this ability to deal with life and the good stuff and the bad stuff. As that happens, you will get initiations and you will have awakenings. So an awakening can be defined in a few ways. An aspect of your person being wiped away, so you're more at peace. You have a still mind. A still mind is not something to aim for, really. If you're doing your presence practice correctly, your head can be chattering away and you are here, because it's only a tiny subset. It's like saying the mushroom on the whole pizza is controlling the whole pizza. No, that's just what your head chatters, just a tiny bit of it. Where are you paying your attention? And this is what the presence practice, the incarnation of that, is about. So when it's grounded in the body and you are grounded in your body, you're not stuck upstairs in your head. You're not stuck upstairs creating imaginations about anything spiritual or anything presence related. The feedback is via the body. How incarnated are you feeling your body as you feel that? Different dimensions. All dimensions can be felt in the 3rd dimension. And that's what the game is about here on planet Earth. Chasing the 5th dimension and not looking after your humanness, not bringing it into your humanness, isn't actually going to help you until you die, if the 5th dimension exists then. So let's stick to evidence. You have a body. Let's be here. Let's be in it. And bring your presence through. That's what it's about. So an awakening can wipe away parts of your personality. You can get that sense of connectedness, which means you're accessing some of those inner dimensions. It can be heart-based, it can be ground-based, it can be love-based. The sense of connectedness can be very third eye type stuff, where you're having all sorts of wonderful experiences and feeling unity as well. All levels, all chakras, all aspects can have unity. It's just a matter of how solid is it. If it's floaty, then it's not grounded. So is it in your pelvic floor? Is it in your legs? Because that will make it rich and deep and solid, which we talk about in the bandwidth video there. So you can evidence this material and understand the progress, and with the rules of evidence, how do you then stabilize that at each level as you incarnate and as you ascend. Ascension is down. You are here to master 3D with everything happening at the same time. That's the goal for those that want that goal, and we discuss this very clearly in the Laws of Grace online course and in the Mastery Club and in coaching. So if you're on this quest, the spiritual quest, or the awakening quest, because the two can be quite different, they do integrate, and as you deepen and really do master your awakening and stabilize, the esoteric stuff really will probably start opening up, because as you incarnate and activate your senses and your presence here in the body, means these ones can really fire off. Hence the massive integration, initiation, awakening event I had over a few hours this morning. Very profound. It integrated a lot of teachings for me. So it's a process. If you don't understand your process, then make contact. It's probably more of a personal one-on-one or advanced topic. For you guys that are on the Laws of Grace online course, listen on. The rest of you, check out the website, check out the Laws of Grace, or even just the short Correct Presence Practice course. It's very, very, very specific, so you can specifically measure it and know that you're practicing correctly, because most people don't. It's worth trying. You'll get the evidence pretty quickly if you're doing it right. Seriously, under the rules of evidence. Which means you know for yourself, regardless of what a teacher may or may not tell you. That's where it's at. Rules of evidence and doing correct presence practice. So I'll see you guys later. Online course people, hang on, here we go. So